and welcome to another £5 craft challenge. This month I spent my £5 at HEMA, let's call the whole thing off. And you get a ton of stuff for £5. I've already unpacked some of it, so let me just show you what I've got. I got a packet of 5 of these paper, I guess, bowls. I don't quite know what they're intended for, maybe like party food or something, with pretty designs on them. I got this pack of 50 little cocktail sticks with flags on them in different colours. I got this. I don't know if I'm going to use this, but I was just like, I've got another £1. It's kind of funky. I've already taken it apart. There we go, it fits back together there. It's a little compact mirror and hairbrush. I don't know. You get, well, I got some stickers, alphabet stickers. You got 2 sheets in the pack there. And then finally, I got a packet of 3 rubbers, pencil erasers, in these circles with these kind of prints on them. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of this. I've 1 or 2 ideas. I particularly have an idea for what I want to do with these that I had when I bought them. You can see I've already started experimenting. These are some flags from the little cocktail sticks that I've stuck around the top of one of these bowls. I don't know if they're going to stay there. I don't really know what I'm going to do with these. Stay tuned. So like I said, I got this set of 3 rubbers, and what I want to try and do is carve stamps out of them. I've been seeing a number of stamp sets recently of circular shapes that just look really cool, and I think they would be really great for art journaling and that kind of thing. So this is what I'm aiming for, is something that is not particularly precise for you, but is quite funky. So I'm aiming for something that's got a circle a bit like this. Now I think that's going to be quite difficult to carve, so I'm going to see if I can kind of simplify it. I'm wondering if I have sort of a, almost like a coffee stain look, coffee ring kind of look. So I'm going to try drawing it on here. You can transfer, if you draw your paper thing really well, you can transfer it just by rubbing onto the rubber. That's what I've seen people do in videos. I'm going to get a better pencil. Not that one. Let's see if I've got a better pencil. Let's try. That one's got a bit more of a point on it. So I'm just going to draw something, and then we'll just see what it looks like. Not really sure how much detail I will be competent to get on the stamp, so this all might change dramatically when I carve it, but I think if we can get something like that, I'll be quite pleased. So I've got my craft knife, and I'm going to start a new craft knife. Okay, and it's carving really smoothly and easily through the rubber. I'm not needing to use very much pressure at all, and I'm just trying to go and keep sort of outside my outline at this point. I can always go in with a bit more detail, but also because the design I've drawn is not terribly precise, I'm not worried too much if it doesn't line up with the exact lines that I've drawn. So kind of okay with that. Okay. And then I'm not quite sure. Let's see how it's going to work. Taking some of it. Keep your blade sharp and your screw tight. I feel like that sounds like it should be some kind of euphemism. It wasn't supposed to be. Okay. Here we go. And let's just take some out of here. And then I think what I'm going to do is go around sort of the inside of my outline. Exciting, isn't it? Well, it's probably not very exciting for you watching. I'm quite excited about doing this. I'll be really excited if it works. You know, there are some crafts that you just, as soon as you see it, you just think, oh, I just want to try that. It would be so cool. And I sort of vaguely remember when I was at school cutting up rubbers and trying to make them, I don't know if we made them actually into stamps or just shapes or whatever, but I mean, I didn't have a good knife, I'm sure, so I think it was kind of probably with a blade of a pair of scissors or something. It was never terribly precise or effective. So one thing I noticed when I was Googling how to do this is the kind of rubber that you use matters, and I think these are the right kind, we'll find out. But apparently if it says vinyl rubber, you shouldn't try and use that for stamping. I don't quite know why. I don't know what would happen if you did. Probably it just didn't work. But that's the tip that I'm passing on from YouTube. But like I said, I think this is the ordinary old-fashioned kind, so I think it's probably all right. We shall see. Okay, I'm going to pause this now because I don't think you need to see me do all this. So I finished carving. It's not the best carving job, but I think what I want to do is try it, and then I can see if I want to make any adjustments to it. Now, the video I was watching, she suggested using just a felt tip. So that's what I'm trying first. This is obviously a red Stabilo felt tip. This is one I think that came in my Spotlight stationery subscription box last month. I love my Spotlight subscription box. I get mine every 2 months, so I haven't had one in April, but I'm pretty excited about what might be coming later in May. All sorts of fun stationery goodies in that last time, and indeed every time. So, okay, so that's just gone over that with a felt tip pen. Let's see what that does when I stamp it. Push down hard. Do you know what? That is not bad, is it? As a sort of blobby thing. I'm not sure these spikes have really worked, and I think I might cut those out. And then I'm going to try it with an actual stamp pad. So let me just cut the thing. So it's the same as with any kind of block printing, lino printing, or I don't know what other kind of block printing you do. Whatever you cut out doesn't print. So you can always take stuff out, but obviously you can't add it back if you decide that actually you did really want to have a line there or a spot there or whatever. It's too late once you've cut it out. Reduction printing, that is what they call it, and that is why, because you can take away but you can't add back. So, okay, I'll take those bits away. Let's try it with a stamp pad. I don't know how good this stamp pad is. I don't think it's that old. It should work. It looks like it should work. Okay, and then let's try that on here. And again, let's press down. There was a bit on the red one where I think I hadn't pressed properly, so let's try and press all the way around. There you go. I'm really super chuffed with that, and I'm also pleased because it looked as though it might print some of this inside bit, but actually it is properly carved away, so it's not going to. So that is my first one. I think I might try a couple of others with these other two. I think the pencil will show up even on the black, so I'll be able to draw a design and work out how to cut it. So I've carved my other two, and I'm going to try them. I am going to try them with the black ink, although it might be slightly tricky to work out when I've got enough black ink on the black rubber. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. I'm not convinced. These are both slightly trickier designs, and I'm not convinced how well they're going to turn out, and they might need a little bit of tweaking when we have a look at the design. There we go. Yeah, so there's one of these flower petals that's just a bit manky, and unfortunately it's too big rather than too small, so because you can't put back, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about that. So it's not brilliant. I mean, it's certainly a stamp. It's certainly usable in the right sort of context, I guess. If you wanted it completely perfect, I guess you'd buy your stamps rather than make them yourself. Now, I've got quite high hopes for this one. So let's see. Let's press it down properly. There we go, little cog. Okay, so that does need a bit taking out of the middle, but once I've done that, it's actually quite a clean image. There's one or two little bits that I might tweak. That bit there, I think there was just a bit of paper that got stuck on the edge of the thing. So it's going to be, I've kept the full circle outside and just cut the design inside. I think that's going to work quite well. And I think this first one, let me just stamp it again so you can see them all three together. That's the trickiest to stamp because there's so little in the middle. Just be careful to press it all around there. So I'm really pleased with those, how they've worked out. I think two of them certainly I can see myself using. That third one I need to do a bit more work on, I think, but I hope it's salvageable. So that's my first part of my £5 craft challenge. I wipe those off just with a baby wipe or a wet wipe or something like that. And then I need to have a think about what on earth I'm going to do with these, and with these, and with these, and maybe with this. So I've just tweaked those last two stamps a little bit, and hopefully that's an improvement. So I took the central part, remember where there was an unwanted mark in the middle of this wheel, and I've also straightened up, hopefully, some of the other cuts and got rid of the bit of paper that was in the way around the edge. So that's really nice. I really like that. It's a nice clean circle, nice clean cuts. One little tiny bit that I might see if I can tweak out, but I basically am really, really happy with that. In fact, let's just see if I can get, I think I can get that one just with my finger. Let's do that again and just see if we've got rid of that last little bit. Good press. There we go. Okay, so I hadn't inked it very evenly, but the print, I'm really, really happy with that. Now this one, I didn't like at all really after the first one, so I have cut away a lot. So I've cut away most of the outside, so it's now got a sort of outline, and I put in an extra petal. And although one of the petals is still a bit manky, I'm hoping that won't be quite so obvious this time. We shall see. Let's press it down really well. And reveal, there we go. Actually, I really like that. You can still see that manky petal there, and I'm not sure there's very much I can do about that. But I actually think in sort of art journaling or something like that, I think that's going to be really effective. I can imagine doing that on a printed background, a painted background, coloured background of some kind, and then giving that outline, and it looks like a flower. I also think it might work really well if you masked that. So you would cut out the outline of that stamp, place it over a stamped image, and then stamp again. So I'll just do it now. You won't see exactly how it will work. So it'll look like you've got one behind each other, and you can do it so that it doesn't stamp. The mask covers the original stamp. So you could get a whole bunch of flowers there. Let's just print another one there. And because it's an irregular flower, I think that could look really nice actually. You can see if I press really hard, I'm just going to see if I can do that deliberately and see how that works. If I press really hard, it looks like you even get some of the sort of stamens in the middle. So I'm deliberately pushing this down in the middle. It is cut away and it is lower, but I'm pushing it down. Yeah, I also quite like that, just showing some of the internal shading of the flower. So those are my 3 stamps. I'm going to call that done. I'm really pleased with that, even if that's all I get for my £5. I feel like, well, I don't know, £5 for 3 stamps is quite a lot, but hopefully we'll be able to create something else amazing, and so these will feel like really good value. But I'm certainly going to use these. I definitely think in art journaling these are going to be really fab to use. I'm just using a baby wipe to wipe off the ink. It's much harder to see on this black one. Given a free choice, I would start with white ones, so that you can see